microphone's right there, Jim. Yeah, the microphone's right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Skipper, you're always talking about learning in every experience in every game. What did you learn from your experience so far in this particular series?
I think that we knew it was going to be a great series. This team is talented. They're resilient. Talking about the Blue Jays, and they came back fighting. Caught an early lead, and Bieber, does what he does and used the cutter, spun us, minimized damage, limited traffic, and we really didn't get a whole lot of good swings. And conversely, you see these guys, grinding and using the whole field and putting some hits together, and obviously, the homer by Vlad and that seventh inning, they built an inning right there, and we just didn't have an answer. So I think the takeaway is we saw Yusevich not too long ago, and so that's certainly information that we're going to use and expect Blake Snell to be better than he was in Game 1.
About 6 rows back on your left, Fabian.
Yeah, Dave, do you think there was any carryover offensively from last night, just how long that kind of dragged on for guys?
I don't know. I think that you got to give credit to Bieber for making pitches, getting ahead. Those guys had the same kind of, went through the same thing as we did. I felt like we were prepared tonight. Guys came in fresh, and starting off with a play from Kike in left field, I thought we had some good kind of energy early, and then it just kind of petered out a little bit.
I know I asked this the other night, but do you feel like offensively as a whole this postseason you've been able to find a good enough rhythm, or do you think there's still more that you guys haven't been able to tap into there?
We haven't found our rhythm. We haven't. It sort of draws dead at certain parts of the lineup and different parts, different innings, different games. Guys are competing. Certainly in the postseason, you're seeing everyone's best. But yeah, my hope is we regroup tomorrow, gather the information that we had from Yusevich, and keep him in the hitting zone and understand what that split does, which is certainly helpful. And when we get the fastball, really get on it.
1 row closer, Dylan.
Dave, between the game last night, the 9 times getting on base, the heat today, how much do you think all that had an effect on Ohtani physically?
I don't know. Mark asked him in the 6th inning how much more he had. He said he had 3 more innings. So he's very, self-aware of his body. I thought the 6th inning was one of his best innings. And where he was at, the way the ball was coming out, I felt good. And just kind of happened right there where, Varsho gets a base hit. And then Clement hits a ball in the gap, and it just kind of happened right there where I just felt we needed to find a way to get a punch out, and trying to get Banda on three lefties. Obviously, they hit France right there at the top for Lucas, but yeah, he gave us a good effort. He really did.
Far back on your right, Bill.
Dave, you've talked off and on over the past couple of weeks about deciding, do you change the lineup, do you not change the lineup? As you balance patience versus now only 2 or 3 games left in your season no matter what, do you think it's time to maybe act on some of that?
I think so. I'm going to think long and hard, and it might look a little bit different tomorrow.
3rd row in the middle, Barry.
Hey, Doc, when we get used to, like, the last 2 games Ohtani played here where he was spectacular, is it kind of weird when he has a sort of a mortal night like tonight? He's good, but he's not outstanding the way he was the last couple of times.
He's mortal, but there's also a lot of energy, obviously, on the pitching exerted. But they made good pitches. There were some backdoor cutters, some breaking balls, crowding him a little bit. And I thought his intent tonight at the plate was good. But, you look back at those at-bats, they made good pitches on him. They really did.
Do you think it's unfair to put that much pressure on him to expect him to do those extraordinary things every night?
I don't. I know he doesn't see it as pressure. I would say that's what he expects from himself. It's part of being a fan and seeing great things from great players. So, every time he steps up, I expect great things to happen, and maybe unfairly.
Do a couple last ones. Russ behind the camera there.
Doc, kind of the Bills question. You had to put Tommy in center field last night out of kind of necessity. Did you see enough to make you be comfortable with, the actions out there to potentially put him out there?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to make a decision. Essentially, am I going to, play Andy? Am I going to play Cole? Or am I going to play Miggy Rowe? So just kind of trying to think through all that stuff and net it out and see what, gives us the best chance tomorrow.
One last one for Doc, if there is one. All right, Doc, thanks so much.
All right, thanks, guys. Yep.